how's it going? Today is day 32 of my 100-day challenge. And so if you have been with me the past couple days, you know that I am talking about Bronnie Ware's book and blog that she has written about the top 5 regrets of people who are dying. So the number 1 regret was, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself and not live the life that others expected of me. The number 2 regret was, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. And today I'm going to talk about the 3rd regret, and that is, I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. So it says, many people suppress their feelings in order to keep peace with others. Can you relate to that? As a result, they settled for a mediocre existence. I wanted to read this because that idea of settling for a mediocre existence, that really hit me. So I wanted to read that out loud, and hopefully that penetrates to you, because I don't want you to settle for a mediocre existence. So I'm going to read that again. As a result, they settled for a mediocre existence and never became who they were truly capable of becoming. Many developed illnesses relating to the bitterness and resentment they carried as a result. We cannot control the reactions of others. However, although people may initially react, when you change the way you are speaking honestly, in the end, it raises the relationship to a whole new and healthier level. Either that, or it releases the unhealthy relationship from your life. Either way, you win. So, the idea of expressing your feelings. First off, are you connected to your feelings? Do you even know what your feelings are? Some of us, we have suppressed our feelings for so long that we don't even know what our feelings are, or we're not even in touch with what our feelings are, or if we're not feeling happy. We know, we just feel numb. Sometimes we are just numb to our different feelings. So I would encourage you to pay attention to your feelings, the different emotions that you feel. There is a range of emotions from, anger, discontentment, sadness, grief, joy, happiness, elation, excitement. Pay attention to those different emotions and where you stand at any given point. I think two things actually that are really important when it comes to your feelings. Your job or the place that you work, you spend so much time on your work. So are you working at a place that you feel good about? I've talked about in the past when I have worked at places where I have literally dreaded going into work, and that is a terrible place to be. And I knew that I dreaded it, but I was not in touch enough with that to realize that that feeling was there to show me that I needed to make a change in my life. And it is as simple as that. If you are feeling unhappy, if you are feeling discontentment in any way, that is just an impulse telling you that you need to make a change. So the other thing that is super important is your relationship, right? If you're in a relationship, or even your friendships. Is your relationship serving you? How are you feeling in any given moment in your relationship? Because your work and your relationship, those are 2 things that you spend the majority of your energy and life on. So you want to make sure that they are things that you are happy and excited about. You want to make sure that you have meaning and purpose and fulfillment in both of those things, because they affect such a great part of our life. But I think that this goes hand in hand, this regret, it goes hand in hand with the idea of people pleasing. And I have mentioned that I have struggled with people pleasing, and I think that a lot of us do. For whatever reason, we think that our point of view or our feelings aren't valid, or that they don't matter, or that they won't be heard or received the way that we want them to. And so we squelch those things. And like this says, that only causes more pain within you. Holding on to those feelings, those negative emotions, holding those in, gosh, those can lead to so many bad things. Like it says, bitterness, resentment, a lot of worry, anxiety, those will lead to cancer. Those will lead to physical diseases in your body. Your body will literally be in a state of disease ease, and it will lead to greater problems. So you have to address those things. If you are feeling unhappy, if you are feeling discontent, that's okay. The first step is just having the awareness of that thing. And then maybe you journal about it at first. Maybe you just get in touch with it yourself. And at some point, it might become so big that you need to express it. And remember, these people, they were dying. And the number 3 biggest regret was, I wish I had expressed my feelings. So don't be afraid to express your feelings, even if you think that the person that you're telling those feelings to won't receive them in the way that you want. They might not. And you know what? That might be the best thing for you. Maybe that person isn't someone that you want in your life. Maybe that job isn't something that you need. Maybe there is something else better waiting for you. And you just have to have the courage to speak up. So actually, I was having a conversation with 2 of my good friends yesterday, and we were talking about people pleasing. And myself and another friend have struggled with people pleasing, both of us, and we were kind of sharing our experiences. And my other friend, she is just such a go-getter and such an achiever. And she said something that was so simple yet so profound that I want to share with you. And it comes from, she was talking about we were all created for a purpose. And our mission in life is to find meaning and to find that purpose. And she was talking about specific people in her life. She's going back to school, and she was saying that people wanted her help, but she wasn't willing to help them because she didn't want to. And so she wasn't going to do something that she didn't want to do just to please those people, because in her mind, it was less important to please those people than it was to follow her purpose. Pleasing those people was not in alignment with her purpose, with finding her purpose, with her mission. So it didn't matter how those people felt about her if she wasn't willing to help them, because she didn't feel good about it. And if you don't feel good about something, then you shouldn't do it. Or if you are in a situation where you are working or with somebody that you don't feel good about, then you should change it. So I just thought it was so simple and so profound that she said, she was not willing to do something that she felt that she didn't feel good about, because living in her purpose was more important and being true to herself was more important. And I think that all of us could live that way. And honestly, if we could all step into our purpose, then we would be able to collectively help each other so much more. If we could express the way that we feel with people, with other people, good and bad. Like, I think this also goes on the good side, because expressing love is an important thing, right? You don't want to have the regret of not telling somebody that you care about them, and then they're gone. So whatever your feelings are, get in touch with those things, and then have the courage to share those feelings with whoever needs to hear them. And don't worry about what people think, because for whatever reason, that feeling has come to you. And that feeling is your inner voice, which is helping you to try and find alignment, trying to connect you with your purpose. And you need to express those feelings to find alignment toward your purpose, to get to where you want to be. So, number 3, top regret. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. So good. Don't forget to show up for yourself every single day, regardless of where you are, because if you do, there is nowhere that you can go but up. Thank you so much for showing up with me. If you would like to dive deeper, you can head over to my website, showuptogoup.com. Bye.